Rock Talk. Arrow.net, ARROE.net. We are unplugged and totally uncut with Ellen Foley. Congratulations on this brand new album, Ellen. I mean, my God, you really, you went into this project with a story. I mean, every song leads to an emotional connection.
I hope so. I think that, we start the record, right out of the box with, the idea of strength and resilience and experience. And I think some of it, like a song like I'm Just Happy to Be Here is about your relationship, certainly with another person. I'm seeing with Carla DeVito, reflecting on what was, but celebrating what is. A song like, we have a ballad on there called Fill Your Cup. And it's about reaching out, and then, just about the experienced woman, saying, don't take any crap. Maybe that's the overriding message of the record. Don't take any crap.
Well, I mean, look at the strength that you put into the song, I Call My Pain Your Name. It was like, oh my God. And then when you jump into it, it's got kind of that country little vibe to it. And it's like going, oh, I knew exactly what she was trying to do with this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a country singer, but I love what you can do with your voice, how you can, the melody that Paul wrote, and it's really, I think, a country song. I mean, I'm not an expert, but to be able to sing that big and that strong and not being afraid of really showing emotion, which is what country music was all about. I jumped right into it. I love it.
Well, I love your energy, and you brought this up a couple of seconds ago. I'm just happy to be here. I love it's got that Springsteen kind of edge where I can be out on the road and jamming out to the vocals in it while sitting there, hitting speeds at 75, 80 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I love to do it. Some people say I like to dance to my own music. I like to drive to my own music. Definitely. I gotta watch the speed limit once in a while.
So how important was Paul to your artist self on this project? Because, I mean, it really, this is a collaboration between the two of you.
Yeah, he's everything. He is everything. And it's so cool that he's getting recognition now. Because he's like, a lot of songwriters, they're self-deprecating, like, oh, don't look at me. But, I mean, this guy, his hero, Paul Zallo, who writes for American Songwriter, is flipping out over his music, and that's somebody who's so important to Paul. And again, people really, him being really put in the spotlight. And like I said, he's everything. He made me get off my sofa and get out there and do it. And that started in like 10, 15 years ago. I guess, around 15 years ago. When he pushed me to do it. And he's a very organized person. He has an engineering degree from Columbia, so he's got that kind of brain you want. If you got the left-hander brain, you want somebody like that on your side.
Well, speaking of pushing you forward, that meant putting a band together. Was it all about auditions, or was it friends coming together?
No, it was friends.
Yeah.
It's people who knew everybody. Some people had been with us for a long time. Basically, Slim, who's the guitar player, who is fabulous. He's been with us for a long time. And then it was, it's the New York scene. Everybody knows somebody and has played with somebody. And I mean, but we have some of it's pretty impressive. Steve Goulding, who played for Graham Parker and Elvis Costello. He when he came into the band in I think 2015, after our first record, when we were playing out, he turned everything around.
Oh, wow.
Because to have an amazingly solid, inventive drummer, you got that, and you have someplace to go. That's a great start.
Speaking of that,
so he's great. Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of that, someplace to go. I mean, you mentioned at the very beginning that the song placement on the album and stuff like that was very important. And when you come into this song, "Heaven Can Wait," I mean, it is the right place for this song. There's no other place on this album that this song would have fit as well as it does, because as soft as it is when it begins.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of extra track, a bonus in a way, because it wasn't done with the band. It was done like 10 years ago. I was for a little indie film I was in called Lies I Told My Little Sister, and it was sung on the soundtrack. But it was produced in LA by Andrew Williams, who was Andy Williams' son, who is a musician and producer. And he, once again, remotely, he made this beautiful orchestral track and sent it to me, and I sang it in New York. So, I mean, it's, the rest of the record is a rock band standing in a room together, but then it ends in it opens up in sound. It's a whole different sound.
It absolutely.
And I like to end a record with something that really means a lot to me.
Well, yeah, because it reminds me of when I was a kid, when you knew that when that album was over, then you would listen to that needle pick up at the end and start all over again. Get that cue burn right there at the beginning and just start the stories all over.
Wow. Yeah. You mean in terms of you end it with this and you've had that experience, then you go back and start it over.
You bet.
Maybe you're hearing everything in a slightly different way after you've gone through the whole thing, and Heaven Can Wait, and you go back to Are You Good Enough? And for you, it becomes another record every time. Well, maybe that could happen.
It does, because you know how engineers are. They like to hide little things back there with the music and stuff like that, and add a little bit of music here, and they do something here with the bass beat, and they'll do, and so yeah. After the third and fourth time of hearing an album, you start really listening to the music.
That is so great, because who does that now? Yes. You're in the business and you do it, but you want to hope. When you put on an album, it would be certainly great if people listen to the whole thing and wanted that experience. I mean, what you're saying is a dream for somebody who's putting out a record. You talk about who does that now. One of the things that's kind of funny, we used to buy our records at Tower Records in Musicland, and your music is at Bandcamp, and it's like that's where listeners need to go. Yeah, it's at Bandcamp, I'm so confused about all this. You gotta forgive me. I know selling the CD, the physical CD, was at Bandcamp, but as of today, it's also can be bought digitally on Spotify and Amazon and iTunes and Deezer and all these things that I'm learning about now. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, it's there's no more Tower Records, but you can find it in all these other places.
The song Be Nice, there's some blues to this song. Did you feel like going into that deep blues kind of vibration when you were sharing the openness?
Well, I feel that Be Nice, that to me is something apart from the rest of the record, because to me it's more like jazz than sort of a very moody, cocktail hour song, and something where you can just be a little sneaky in the way you sing it and the way it's presented. It's not flat out. It's sophisticated, and it was kind of smart of us, I guess, to put it second on the record, because it might throw people for a loop, but not in a bad way.
Yeah. Are you going to take this out on the road? Are you guys moving out?
Well, on the road. What's on the road? Let's be honest here. We have a gig booked at a place called Bowery Electric here in October, and I want to do more in New York. I want to find somebody to book the dang thing, and then do dates in Europe in the spring. But in the meantime, I want to figure out how to get out there and do more stuff.
No, we can't. So we can't wait to see you. You got to come down to the Carolinas. We'll take in that performance.
Oh, I'd love to. I love that part of the world. So beautiful.
Absolutely. Please come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you, Ellen.
I would love to do that. Thank you, Errol.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
I'm doing my best.